Nonsense, dear. Just send down one of our most capable assistants.
What about the cult? You crazy old wizard! Thank Ariel, a competent soul. Good to see you again. You'd think I'd be used to working with him, but... Once again, I'm out in the field with the great and powerful Tellinger. And once again, he's trying very hard to drive me mad. Would you be willing to lend that crazy old wizard a hand? We came here to study the old Falanesti site. Unfortunately, a mad cult now controls the tunnels, the halls of Iker. They've used a set of corruption stones to seal the main entrance. Destroy those stones, and you'll gain access to the tunnels. You're a gift from the stars. Once you're in the tunnels, Tellinger should be easy to find. Do whatever it takes to get that old fool out of there. This is a resting site for the great walking city of the Falanesti. Every autumn, the massive tree beast would creak and groan its way across the landscape. Set out roots in the halls of Iker, down there in the tunnels. The greatest green speakers the world has ever seen. They were not satisfied with merely growing the odd village here or there. They wished to craft a perfect fusion of city and forest, one they could show the world. Let's see. The other 3 sites are spread throughout Valenwood. Spring saw the city in the depths of Greenshade. Summer, it set down roots in Malabal Tor. And from here, it would seek to winter in the Grotwood. No one knows. The city pulled up roots and began the trek to its next site and simply never arrived. This happened some 150 to 200 years ago. No one's seen it since. That's why we're here. The people that normally live here, the people in the camp nearby, call themselves the Falanesti Faithful. They patiently await the return of the great city, hoping it will change their lives. The Arbadon have lost their patience. The Faithful could probably tell you more, but as I understand it, a charismatic member has decided they can force the city to return. They're zealots now. They won't let anyone into the pit. Tellinger, of course. He took it as a challenge. Look, he's a fantastically powerful wizard. These cultists aren't really a danger to him, the way they are to you and I, but he just refuses to come out of there, no matter how much I beg. Oh, you know, working as hard as I can to keep him alive, making sure the new students don't hear about past expeditions, the usual. 1 or 2 smaller outings, nothing like this. I've been trying to keep him close to home in Skywatch. Once I even managed to get him to a lecture on time. That was a good day.
Why am I stuck in this forsaken mud pit near all these tree lovers? You know I am. Those Arbadorn idiots are all the proof anyone needs that the Wood Elves need to keep to their forest. And the High Elves need to stay in Somerset.
Can you believe where we are? A Falanesti site. I've dreamed of visiting a site like this since I was a little boy in Aldcroft. I can't believe I'm actually here. Well, of course I am. When I got the chance to be part of an expedition led by none other than Tellinger the Artificer himself, I had to take it. I joined the Mages Guild to explore Tamriel, and here I am, at long last.
Please excuse me, but I need to finish packing the Great Mage's tent. I want to be done when Tellinger the Artificer returns. Of course I am. It's the greatest honor of my life to be in the presence of the Great Myr and to serve him in any way I can.
Curse those Arbadon idiots! I'll be bald for life! How is with Tellinger when we discover the ruin? The damn cultist attacked us and nearly killed me. Thank the 8 that Tellinger was there. I barely escaped with my life, but not before my beautiful hair burned off.
Green, keep me safe from madmen and monsters. Pilgrim, be careful down here. My brethren are not themselves. Perhaps you should return to our camp. It's much safer there. Thank the Green. Always nice to speak to someone with their eyes open. Sorry to impose, but since you're not here to worship, would you be willing to work? I'm down here gathering root, earth, and water samples from the caves. We maintain them very carefully. Normally, anyway. Since the Arbor cult began their mad rituals, it's been dangerous to come down here. Thank you for your service. By the time you're done gathering those samples, I'll be back up in the camp. Look for me there. Oh, you know how it is. A revered site, with a group of mystics and fanatics caring for a bunch of roots. We get some pretty strange types here. They're fervent, Green, bless them, but strange. Just the opposite. I care about the city. It's my sincere hope I live to see Fallen Esti return one day. I just don't have a problem with bathing myself or wearing comfortable clothing. We do so with songs in our hearts. One day Fallen Esti will return and we'll be rewarded for our stewardship. It's a quiet life normally, but we like it. Through communion with the spirit of the site, we tree stewards have a few tricks up our sleeves. Get those samples for me and I'll show you. Mad folk, every one of them. They think, I don't know what they think. They're sure they can force Fallen Esti back here somehow. Indring, the leader of the cult, he's maddest of all. We've been friends for years. He's half crazed, babbling about the tunnels. I just hope they can be saved.
Fallen Esti, cleanse us.
Grace us with your presence.
Circle around!
I felt something happening up here. Well done. Can't wait to see you inside. Excellent. I sensed you coming. It's good to see you again. We can set to work right away. Why wouldn't I be down here? It's perfectly safe. Are you worried about the Arbadon? They're harmless. A far greater concern are the Daedra. They're the real problem down here. Silly creatures. Down in the deeper tunnels. Don't worry, you're here. Actually, your arrival was quite timely. I just finished recording some critical observations on the site. I almost feel bad for injuring here. Yes, the leader of the Arbadon cult. He was very cross with me, shouting and carrying on. So I transformed him into a more manageable little fowl. It'll wear off after we've gone, but he's much more pleasant to be around now. Sorry, where was I? Of course, the temple. In my haste to excavate some of the older tunnels with earth-moving spells, I uncovered an ancient structure. This whole mess is somewhat... a bit my fault. But I'm not worried. What kind of teacher would I be if you didn't learn something? You'll accompany me down into the temple and we can put an end to... whatever this is. It's through the vine wall on the far side of the main cavern. I'll meet you there. There it is. Beautiful, isn't it? In its own way. Now that I have had a moment to examine the ward, it'll be a simple ritual to open the doors. However, it will take a few moments to complete, and I expect my efforts will not go unnoticed. Just so. I say, you are a learned assistant. Remind me to raise Enderwin's guild stipend after this is over. She's truly a mage of great intelligence. Are you ready to begin? Be wary, assistant. Here they come! Just a few moments more. Done! Let's get in there. If you'll allow me. Fascinating! Curse it! I can't use my hands! Assistant, you'll need to free me. The Daedric Prince herself in these tunnels, I should have known.
Do be quiet, Artificer. Your companion is far more intriguing. Come, child. Speak with me.
Trust nothing she says, Assistant.
Such a lovely warmth against the temple's stones. So good to smell pumping blood in these halls again. I am as the Artificer named me, Mephala, web spinner, debaser, and consumer. Have you enjoyed sparring with my newest Death Weavers? Nothing like an empty mind. Waiting, yearning for purpose. The lost city, the lost faithful, the great Artificer, all tremble in the web of Mephala. I have no answers for you, child. None that would satisfy you anyway. Now take your Artificer and go. The temple doors are open. You've done your part here today.
My. So the Arbadon cult has been spun into Mephala's web. Fascinating. Worrying, to be sure, but fascinating. It's clear entering the temple was a poor choice. My enthusiasm for discovery has caused problems like this before. I imagine Enderwin would be happy to provide you a list of past occurrences, but I digress. The temple must be resealed. Nothing. Just stand there, assistant, and observe. Using a novel application for hermetic harmonic resonance, I shall completely seal the temple. Airtight this time, if you will. No allowing Mephalah's influence to leak out. This should be the work of a moment. Just need to attune this spell matrix. Mephalah, you face Tellinger the Artificer. Learn what it means to snare one such as me in your web.
How dare you, mortal!
I am the Artificer, madam. That's why I dare.
Honestly, I don't think I'll ever get used to the way he pops around. But at least he's back in one piece, and not complaining, for now.
I believe Mephalah's reaction was proof. The temple is sealed. Well done there, I suppose. Oh, indeed. I'm sure in time the Arbadon will return to themselves. It's a shame we didn't discover where the Falinesti have gone. It may have to remain one of Tamriel's great mysteries. Thank you, assistant. I'm already beginning to plan our next field mission. I'm thinking one of the Plains of Oblivion. It's been some time since I perused the Saxon Apocrypha, for example. Oh, they'll be quite all right. With the Daedric influence removed, they'll return to their old selves very soon. Actually, that's worth studying. I think I'll leave some students behind to observe their behavior. For all we've learned here, the Falinesti faithful may be a better resource to answer that question, or at least a more entertaining one. Some of their stories are quite fanciful, you know.
Perhaps he'll listen to me. For once, I swear I think it's a miracle of the divines that any of his students last past the first year.
I hope those fool Arbadon cultists don't come back here. They have this look in their eyes that chills my bones. Crazy fools.
Did it go well? Do you have the samples? Thank you, Traveler. The Falinesti will remember your stewardship. As a reward, I offer you the chance to see a ritual few outsiders have ever seen. Root, earth, water grow, spirit of the green sprout and show. And we wait.
Who disturbs me?
Excellent. Go ahead, my new friend. Speak to it.
Something is different. Something has changed. I am of the green, of the dark and growing depths. My lifeblood pulses through the roots. My skin smells of loam. For now, I sense a darkness, a growing corruption. If the grove tenders are kept away from their charge much longer, it may begin to fade. Falinesti, it is gone, yes. I can sense its absence, like a hole in my heart. It still walks somewhere. This land has greater worries. The stone and metal down in the depths beneath the soil, locked away in darkness, whispered to the keepers. Now quiet, the whisperer silent again. Peace returns to the grove.
As long as we have breath in our lungs, we'll keep the autumn site healthy and growing.
What you looking at? Haven't you ever seen a Nord wait for a magic tree to return from wherever?
This one's good-for-nothing brother Monyat sleeps all day. But Raban is happy to help you.
The Khajiit have suffered much lately, but they are a lively people. They give hope to us all.
Yes, hello. Unfortunately, I have no time to chat. I own a busy and prosperous mine. Can't get behind in my paperwork. What? Those incompetents let trolls take the mine? That's terrible. I'm ruined. I'll have to hire sellswords to clear the mine and... Bah! Thank you for telling me, I suppose. Here's something for your trouble. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Welcome to the temple at Ralka, Moon Hallowed. This one knows Hallowed. Former main Akuzri is here. Preparations have begun. Your path to the Two Moons dance begins here and now. The champions are here. They awaited your arrival with great enthusiasm. Are you ready to join them within? Excellent. The Queen, the Sylvanar, even the fallen light Akuzri is within. This one's superior, Kalzana Bijo, awaits you at the dais. Follow Hadamdo, Hallowed. Mistress Kalzana Bijo will set you on your path, Hallowed. Good luck.
My friend, it's good to see you again. I'm thrilled I could persuade Aselmo to trek out here. We need to support Akuzri and the champions. This is a vulnerable moment for our fragile new dominion. Cautious might be a better word. Since the Dominion formed, there has been a great deal of political turmoil. The Old Guard in Oridon, resistance to King Camoran's rule, and now the spiritual leader of the Khajiit corrupted by a dark spirit. I've known the Speaker and the Main for years and have every confidence in them. I've spoken to Shazar and Kali here in the temple, and I'm most impressed. The Somerset Isles will support elsewhere, come what may.
I know that scent. Green keep you, my friend. The Sylvanar and I are well pleased that we could be here to support the Khajiiti people. Oh no. My people are deeply divided. I believe this is one of the most vulnerable moments our fragile dominion has faced. King Camoran himself felt he had to remain in Valenwood, stay close to the people, keep them from worrying. I've spoken with the champions, taken in their scent. They seem lean, strong, flexible, much like my Sylvanar. I feel they do not have the experience, the age that the Main should have. But I'm willing to watch and wait and see.
My friend, isn't this amazing? It's my first time on the borderlands of Valenwood, and my first time in a Khajiiti temple. I'm honored to be here today.
I just knew you had the makings of a hallowed. I am very glad you're here. With you at our side, there are no questions we can't answer. No puzzles we can't solve.
Welcome to our cleansing, my friend. Sorry. Hallowed. We were right about you, I hear. It is good we will have someone so strong and trustworthy at our side today.
This one is humbled to stand before the moon, hallowed. You have done so much for Akuzri's people. More than he has done in some time, he thinks. You speak falsely. As this one said at Arentia, Akuzri is the Main no more. The touch of darkness, the stain of Javadarn's creature remains. He can never atone for what he did. This one has known Shazar and Kali since they were cubs, since their days at the temple. They are strong, proud women. Our people will be in good hands. Whoever walks the Two Moons path.
Hallowed, strange to refer to you by that title after everything else you've done for the Dominion. But then, I suppose this was ordained in the moonlight, yes? News of Akuzri's fall has spread as fast as the wind. All of elsewhere is talking about these two young women. As you probably know, this is the first time we've had two candidates for the Main at the same time. There's a great deal of talk. I signed the Elden Accord. The people trust me. They trust my judgment. They know that I will serve ably as Speaker to the next Main. With my help, the people will grow to love her.
Everyone has gathered for the ceremony, and now with your arrival, we are ready to begin. The ceremony begins with consumption of the moon sugar elixir. This unique brew will make your mind more receptive to the touch of Joan and Jode. We have prepared the temple for this unique trial. Never in recorded history have there been two candidates for the position of Main. You will walk with each champion, meeting their guides and exploring their past. Every candidate that undergoes this ritual is met by a figure from their past. The trial path is meant to cleanse the candidate of doubt and regret. The guide aids in that process. The moon sugar elixir is the gateway to the ritual. It allows you to open the doors of your mind,
Bask in the light of the moons. The touch of Joan and Jode will permeate your senses. Every man walks 3 paths. The life path is spent growing and loving and learning. The ceremony, here today, begins their trial path. After the cleansing at the temple, each candidate faces a trial unique to the course of their life path. To prove worthy, a candidate must walk the trial path to its conclusion. Here in the march, that is the temple at Dune. Here Shazah or Kali will walk the final path. The 2 moons path. We may speak more of that day later, Hallowed. Never. The champions were born under a unique alignment of the stars and moons. All candidates are. But never, in all our history, have twins been born at the exact right time together. Eventually, after all, a decision will have to be made. There cannot be 2 mains. Eventually, a decision will have to be made between Kali and Shazah. And as Moon Hallowed, you will be the one to make that decision. Excellent. Let us begin. We have gathered here to usher the champions on to their next path. These 3 cups contain moon sugar elixir, a sacred potion. They will allow the light of the moons into your souls. Champions, step forth and drink the elixir. This 3rd cup is for the Moon Hallowed, who will walk with the champions on their path. Hallowed, step forward and drink the elixir. Guide the lunar champions well, Moon Hallowed.
You know that elixir was actually pretty tasty. They never mentioned that in any of the texts. Sure, of course. Are the walls supposed to wobble like that? Never mind. Are you ready? That's the kind of confidence that we'll need. Let's do this. That hut, this place, are those supposed to be the hot and flu victims? This must be where I'm to meet my guide.
Shazah, my daughter. It's good to see you again.
Father?
You've become so adept with magic, my daughter. Your wisdom has far exceeded my own.
Father, you are my guide. Why are you here? What am I to learn from this cleansing?
My Shazah, always so eager to learn. Come, you and your sister have a connection that transcends knowledge. Now, you must face my past. Pray at the lunar shrines. Learn from Kali, that you may face what lies ahead at Moonmont. Become what you were born to be.
Thank you for your wisdom, Father. Goodbye.
We've been here for weeks, and we still know nothing about it. If we can't understand how it spread, how can we treat it?
We've already lost Neen and Lanalor. If we don't leave Orcrest now, the whole team will succumb. The flu has ravaged the city, and the Colovians will be here in days. You have to get your daughter out of here.
Old friend, it's too late for me. Shaza is in your hands now. Get her home safely. I'll do what I can before the end. Shaza, please try to be brave. I'm sorry I won't be there for you and your sister, and I pray that the flu never reaches Dune. Look after our family, and remember always, your father loves you. Moons above, he loves you.
My father? I should have known it would be one of our parents. Just like Main Zabeden show, 400 years ago. Father was sent to treat the Nahatan flu outbreak in Orcrest 17 years ago. The disease proved too potent, and he and his team died. I was there as a cub. I'll be fine. Kali and I have known we would face darkness here since we were cubs. I just wonder. I want to know what he meant earlier. Let's go and find out. Father was the most talented alchemist in all of Dune. When we were young, clients would come from as far away as High Rock to consult him. I think the Main himself asked Father to tend the sick. A disease, a mysterious illness that swept across the face of Tamriel. It is said that it was a punishment from the Argonians, a retribution for the dark deeds done against the race by the Dark Elves. But no one knows for sure. No, not at all. The creatures in these visions, I don't know. I don't. Wait, actually, it makes perfect sense. These visions are a part of me, as much as memories. I was terrified of plague victims. So many bodies. I'm ready. I should warn you, though. We'll probably see more of those flu victim monsters in the next room. I was so frightened of them as a child. Get ready, and thank you. My father's medical team? Dark moons. Those men and women worked with my father. Neen used to cook for us. She'd even stew vegetables when we asked nicely. No need for your sympathy, Hallowed. This is what my father meant. This is what he spoke of when he spoke of decisiveness. I need to move forward. No looking back. Yes, like Kali. I've spent so much of my life studying. So much spent examining texts, words. Action, though. Action is needed to be a true leader. Let's go, Hallowed. hallowed. Without your wisdom, I don't know if I could stand to be here. Thank you.
Shazza doesn't look like her usual upbeat self. Is she all right?
Of course! She probably knew exactly what to expect here. No moon sugar-induced vision would scare the likes of her. I'm ready. Shazza's done well, I'm sure. Time for my chance to prove my worth. Colovians here? These bastards killed my mother. Let's take them out.
Split up!
Colovian bastards! Where are you? I know there are more of you. I can smell you. Come out and face me! What's going on here?
You draw your sword when you're frightened, Kali. Just like when you were a little girl.
Mother? Is that you?
Even as a cub, you were filled with such anger. After I died, that anger grew. Now, you laugh and curse in turn.
Mother, Neimu, we lost you so long ago. And you were gone so much. Why are you here?
I know, Kali. But you and Shazza had each other. A bond that transcends your rage. Now, face your past. Face my rage. Pray at the lunar shrines. Know what has come before. That you may face what lies ahead at Moonmont. Channel your passion, Kali. Protect your sister and our people. Become what you were born to be.
Wait! Don't go!
Captain, you have to pull back. There's too many of them.
Get my daughter out of here, Sergeant. I'll hold them off. Die, Colovian dogs! Is this all you've got, you bastards? Come at me!
Ha! They sent a house cat to fight their battles. Desperate failure.
Kali! Shazza! Be safe.
My mother. I can't believe it. Why?
Mother was a great warrior, a commander. She led a squad in the campaign to retake Orcrest and Riverhold from the damned Colovians. That was almost 20 years ago. Ha! Why are you even asking? I'm fine. I've known I'd be facing something dark in here since I was a cub. The monks made it very clear. Here, wherever we have to go next, the Two Moons path, this is not an easy journey. The monks taught us that once we complete this moon's blasted cleansing, we'll have to face some kind of challenge before we walk the final path. We should see hints as to where we must go before all of this is over. Cities in elsewhere to the east of Dune. When Shazza and I were young, the Colovians annexed most of the northern part of the province. They thought our people were too weak from the Nahatan flu to fight back. A terrible disease. It took many people from the face of Tamriel. Actually, we lost our father. Mother was very well respected in our militia. She used to train the cubs from a young age in the use of claw and blade. Shazza used to sit and read after training, and we'd all take turns practicing tumbles and leaps. She was such a good teacher. Kali is ready. Why, do you need more time to rest? If I know anything about these spirit journeys, we will most likely face that general as our final test. And I am eager to put my blade into his side. You killed my mother, you bastard!
You're weak, just like your mother. Your strength lacks strength. You bastards!
My blade has tasted the blood of my mother's killer. I should feel happy, righteous, but I don't feel anything. The monks taught us that this cleansing would open old wounds, and I expected to feel triumph, victory, like any day in the field. But here, he was just another threat to put down. I think I understand what my mother was telling me. Who I fight is not the question I should ask. The question I should ask is, why do I fight? I fight to protect those I care for, and perhaps someday, those I lead. Thank you, Hallod. I could not have done this without you. Your bravery and spirit impresses even Kali. Truly, you are the Hallod. Shazza and I are lucky to have you at our side.
You've done it, Hallod. The champions have stepped onto their new path, and all that remains is to conclude the ritual. The final step, the cleansing itself. Please, step back, Moon Hallod. Your journey as champions is complete. The final cleansing begins. Relax your bodies. Calm your minds. Let the light of Joan and Joan wash away your doubts, your regrets. The cleansing is complete. Shazza and Kali have left the path of the lunar champions behind. The cleansing is complete. Moon Hallod, step forward and speak to me.